Yeah, I think that's a very poor idea, but I wish you the best of luck in Africa amongst the
If I didn't
tribesmen.
make poor decisions, I'd miss out on half the shit I do.
You know what I kind of want to do? I want to go to that Sentinel Island where those uncontacted
Oh
people
yeah,
are.
yeah.
The ones who are like assholes who like shoot bows and arrows at you if you try to show up and teach them like electricity and stuff. But I want to show up with like body armor and like less than lethal weaponry and like bully them.
That's the way to go. Wait, Taylor should bring his own bow and arrow.
Oh, they don't
Like,
even
oh,
know.
look at you fuckers with your homemade bow. We're talking about you
Bow and
visiting
arrow.
the Sentinel Islands. Remember that guy went and they killed him? I think they shot him with a bow as he approached. Right?
Yeah.
You need to go with some body armor and some archery skills and some modern weaponry.
Guns.
Well,
No, not guns.
No.
I can't have
Now
those.
you're a
and
bully,
that doesn't-
Taylor.
that
Don't
doesn't
be a
work for the
bully.
bit.
Oh, we don't- wait,
You have them in
Combo. You need
Africa,
a
Kyle?
better bow and arrow. You need a crossbow. Whatever it takes to beat the people of Sentinel.
We're trying to go in and dominate. We don't want a crossbow because they're going to be too quick with those little stick flingers, and you're going to be reloading. Even the modern ones. We need, if we're going to really just like run the score up on them, we need guns. We
I
need
think if we've
guns
got
because
bu-
they're going to
but-
be better at archery than us. That's all they have.
But I said we should
Train,
bring-
Taylor. Train and get better. They make their own bows. They probably use like deer horns and vines.
They don't have
I've made my
deers.
own bow before. It breaks when you pull it.
I remember doing that as a kid. Like, why won't any of these curved dead branches make a bow and arrow? I used a bunch of duct tape. Yeah.
Right. So you're gonna go in there with maybe a compound bow and a sight. They don't have a sight.
That's true. It'd have to be a range game because you'd have to see them coming because they're on their home turf. They know
I
the
just want to
trails.
like I don't want to kill them or anything. I think we should go in with body armor.
Oh, what
and,
are we
like-
talking
like-
about?
I was gonna kill them. I feel like if you were a
No, I
fire-
wanna bully
Kyle's
them.
talking about God complex here. He wants to go in with body
Yeah.
armor that's indestructible and a weapon, a non-lethal weapon that they can't deal with. Is what
This
he
is
wants.
even
Ooh.
more fun.
I
This
want
is
to
the
bully.
Juggernaut armor from Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, I want to go in there and bully them and like blow their minds with some basic technology and shit and make them think I'm a god and then like tell them all like crazy kooky made up shit.
Dude, they already
Sure.
would think you're a god. Look at they're all probably, I'm gonna guesstimate average height 4'10" in that tribe. You 6'2" and you're built like an Adonis. They haven't seen lats before. They won't know what that is. They'll think it's like spirits that
climb
are
trees
providing
like
you
Like I'm about to
strength.
sprout wings.
Yeah, they don't know. So yeah, I like that
Um,
idea more than killing them all, becoming their god. But then what sort of nice like little trinkets could they even give you? What do
What if
they
they
don't
got
have
gold
TV.
out there? What do they,
Shiny
or like
rocks.
some oysters maybe? You know, maybe I could just like
Pearls.
Yeah, if not gold, oysters.
That's
you'd
the
hope.
payoff. Oysters.
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's something
Seems
you
like
can
a
get
lot of work for oysters.
You can get that
they're
at the
like
store.
$8 each.
You could go clamming out here. In the...
I don't want
There's no
clam.
gold here.
We're still meant to
Aye, but
believe I'm
there
a
be
god.
oysters.
Two oysters.
But what would your first edict be as Lord
I-
of the Sentinel Island?
I think
All
the
your
fun part.
seafood is
oh,
mine.
help me! What is it called?
Prima Nocta.
Yeah.
It's the thing we all say we would enact in all of these fantasies.
The first
Prima
step in
Nocta.
pretty much every single fantasy, monkey paw scenario, genie, magic
What's
wish,
Prima Nocta for the 4 people who haven't heard us talk about?
wish upon a shooting star birthday candle type scenario. Well, we immediately go to sort of a prima nocta type situation.
Well, it's your right.
That's
It's
right,
your-
as king or
as-
emperor. I haven't decided yet.
You're gonna go king or emperor. You're not gonna. What
I
else
lose
is
all
there?
respect for you the first time you take your armor off, Kyle.
Well, I think I would like to be
That's true.
referred to as Lord. I think that's a ring to it.
Lord, what about like your Majesty?
I don't care for that. I would prefer Lord or Liege because that sounds more sophisticated.
My liege.
you don't like Dune, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, is it a lot of lords and lieges and dukes and
Yep.
well, that's
Barons.
good. Is Baron Harkonnen in there? Is he going to be up to some no good? I think we
Yeah.
can trust him this time around.
You're gonna like the actor who they got for him. The grizzled guy from Chernobyl. He's good.
I'm aware. I saw the casting months ago. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll get it watched.
My liege is great. That's such a
My
good one.
liege. Yeah,
Underused.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want to be.
I don't wait. No,
referred to
is
as
that
my
a
liege.
title, or does my liege mean like person I am like beholden to? Like
I
to go
believe
fight?
it's the latter. I believe it's the latter. I
You
believe
could be
a
like
liege.
liege lord. I think that's the name of a magic card.
Yeah, a liege lord is like someone who has medieval authority over you, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Filthy brings up a good point in that the second you take the armor off, the illusion's going to be shattered. So you're going to have to be prepared to like live.
I'll have by that, but that'll be like lunchtime. By then, I'd have long gotten bored and either left or slaughtered them.
And they're like, wait, you were going to tell us about antibiotics. And you're like, I'm bored. I'm bored. You guys are living in bullshit little huts. I thought I was going to be I'm king of nothing. King of.
Wait, can you make another one of those Twinkies from Magic? You asshole, that was my pocket.
Yeah.
I only had
It'd
one.
be your
and I
empire
only
of
had
dirt.
one. Yeah, I would get bored by lunchtime and either just abandon them or slaughter them, one way or the other. I just kind of like the idea of bullying some savages, I guess. And there's that one little group of them left that's kind of bullyable because they're assholes.
It's like you're getting off your bucket list. Bully some savages. They're running out of savages.
That's
There's
true.
so few savages to bully. There was a time
Is that the
when
only
if
group
you were a Spaniard in your prime and maybe your dad had a little cash and you had a little sway with the queen, you could get yourself a fucking boat and you could.
And they were using Woody's solution to disease too. The Spaniards.
Oh, the
Just
bullying those conquistadors put down. They were the best at bullying, I would say.
You think so? There've been a lot of good bullies throughout history.
I think that I think the conquistadors were the greatest bullies of all time.
Or at least the Spanish. Were pretty
I think
good.
the Spanish,
by and
they were
large.
pretty good bullies.
And the Inquisition too,
all
right?
Spaniards, then it's just a win. I think the conquistadors alone. You know,
I mean,
they thought that when the conquistadors showed up on those horses with the armor and everything, they thought it was one being. They didn't differentiate between the horse and the man riding it because they'd never seen a horse or
they
a
didn't
man
see him
wearing
like
armor.
hop off.
I
get off the
can't
horse?
answer your question.
Illusion didn't last long.
Are you sure there were
Taylor.
no
Yeah,
horses?
that's-
Talking about pre-dismount.
It's a very short-lived delusion.
Nobody get off your horses.
For a moment, we thought it was just one organism, and they dismounted, and that totally.
Wait,
They
it's
got
clearly
off.
a man on an animal we're not familiar with. Nope, in the history books, you're all retards.
Are you sure the Mexicans didn't have
Forever.
horses at all?
I don't think they had.
No, there were no horses. I'm pretty sure there were no horses, and so here's. I think it's gone back and forth. I think that there were horses in North America, and then they went extinct, and then we brought horses back to North America. So I think at the time of the Indians, for example, or the American savage, as I like to refer to them,
Yeah.
there were no there were no horses. I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty sure that all the horses that the American savage interacted with, like, during the Wild West and such, were horses that had been brought over by Europeans.
You
I've
know,
heard
I
that, never looked
occasionally
into it.
finish my time on PKA and find that some of the things said here were not true.
I don't think
No.
that's right.
What's
Yeah,
that?
that
I think
Prima
that's
Nocta
the first
thing
not true
apparently
thing
never
that's been
happened.
said.
Apparently,
Prima
Prima
Nocta
Nocta
never
is a-
happened?
Yeah, apparently that's
Have you
just all
seen
bullshit.
Braveheart?
Yep,
He w-
yep. That's where they came up in a discussion of Braveheart somewhere. So I'm interested about this horse theory. Like, do you have any?
Gibson wouldn't lie.
Which part are you curious about? The part about them existing
Yeah,
in
the
North
extinction
America
of that.
and
Never
going
heard that
extinct?
before. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a source like on hand as I sit here in this like.
Yeah,
Sounds right.
I'm not saying that is necessarily one of the things that may turn out to
I'm
be
pretty
different.
sure
I've
it's
just never heard that before.
No, I'm pretty sure I watched a documentary about that. I'm sure Zach could correct me. real quick.
Okay, look. Now I Googled it. The first 6 links said it was a myth, but the 7th one said that it might have existed. So suck it.
I don't know about the
Wait,
extinction.
he's talking about. Hang on, he's talking about Prima Nocta, folks. Like, he's not talking about the horses.
I am talking about Prima Nocta.
They can
yeah.
both be wrong.
It's true.
I'm aware. I'm
To
aware.
be
but,
fair.
First of all, I never said Prima Nocta was real. I was referring to the Mel
I
Gibson
thought it was
movie,
real.
which I view to be a historical document.
Mhm.
It says
Of
right
course.
here that historians David Walker and Heckner McKinney said it might have existed.
I mean, might.
That's
Prima
all.
Nocta. Again, Prima
Yeah.
Nocta.
I mean,
Prima
if it existed, there'd be some. I mean, I imagine that we'd have some like historical complaint letters from people about the implementation of it. Like there was a huge riot over at Prima Nocta, and
Back then, they
Fucking
just burned those letters.
Scotland.
Didn't read that shit. You kidding me?
That's
No
true.
one-
And the
I
people
just
who would be
fucked your
mad.
wife. I'm not gonna like sit here and like read your complaint
Yeah.
letter.
And also,
like,
like,
do I
what?
care?
And I'm gonna send you an angrily written letter.
And also, I was just
That's
thinking
right.
they didn't know how to read, so they just have to draw a picture of the king like deep dicking their wife, and then put a frowny face on the top.
Storm cloud, frowny face.
I don't know what they're trying to tell me. I don't think they're too fond of me fucking their women. Just riding into town.
No,
fucking all the
killer.
women.
The interpretation of that would clearly be like they want me to make it rain from orgasming on their wife with my
Yes.
pills, right? That's just
Yes,
like bring down
they-
the thunder. They're saying.
Like, all right, clearly they want some lock and load.
Yeah.
That's right.
I want to know about the horses, Zach. Help me.
Okay, I typed in, did Indians have horses? And the first thing says, horses were first introduced to Native American tribes via European explorers.
All right.
So
So that,
it doesn't mention a previous extinction, just that they came over when Europeans brought them here.
that is the question. Were there horses in North America long ago? And I believe the answer is yes, predating those Native Americans.
have
I don't know
no-
what makes them so native.
I-
Like, I don't get it. I don't get why we just picked
Okay.
a period of time where there's like a cutoff, right? There's a cutoff to being a Native American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the cutoff?
I don't.
I never thought of
I don't know
this.
why
but
you're not
see
mad
your
at it.
point. Like they walked over here, presumably across the Bering Strait or something,
The land bridge. Yep.
and that makes them original. Yet we came here by boat, and we're not original.
I'm a purist. You have to be literally the first guy.
I
Everyone
think
else.
ownership
no.
ownership comes from
No,
walking,
you
not
need
from
to have
boating. You
evolved
can't
from a
claim shit in a
monkey.
boat.
In America to be a native. If you walked here from someone else, you're an immigrant.
By the way, Zach just
Yeah.
confirmed I'm correct about the horses. They were in North America, went extinct.
So, what is
And
that?
then
Like
they-
your link to Google?
Yeah.
I'm
Just
not
like-
prepared. I don't have my
Siri.
tools.
Zach, what happens? You know,
Wait,
like-
that
That's
says
Zach's job.
45 million year old fossils, a bit before the Native Americans. Eohippus, the modern horse's ancestor, evolved in North America, survived in. This is boring in the middle of it.
Just read it.
The
45
modern horse's
million years
ancestor.
ago, the horse's ancestors survived in Europe, Asia, and returned with Spanish explorers. The early horses went extinct in North America, but made a comeback in the 15th century. You can't read that? How
No,
can
it
you
was just-
spell so well, but not read
No,
it
no, I can
for
read it. I was
15
saying that
seconds in a row.
I lost my enthusiasm. I lost my enthusiasm for the horses
That was
because
need to be
literally
like
today's
me,
attention
Taylor.
span. It was like you
Instant
got like
payload delivery.
The
That's
important
how I
thing
roll.
to
Fair
remember
enough.
here is that I was right.
no, not according to the bullshit link I have.
What
Just as this is from history.com. Who would be better?
what does it say?
That's the thing I said.
he's
a
not
minute
gonna read
ago.
it. It's too boring to read.
Horses
It's
were
got a
first
link.
introduced to Native American tribes via European explorers.
That's what I said.
Yes,
So I was right.
but I'm saying, so I don't understand. They went extinct way long ago, like an ancestor to horses, or they made it to
45
modern horses
million
and then
years
they went
ago.
away because it doesn't make.
There were
Listen,
ancient
listen,
horses.
it's
here.
hilarious that you're so smart, yet your attention span is so short. The how does it describe it? The modern horse's ancestor was here 45 million years ago, but the modern horse was brought here by Spanish explorers.
Yeah.
Was that
Okay.
short
All right.
enough? Did I get your
I-
attention?
What's the time?
Like,
what's
I
the
found
time frame
the
of that? So- Okay,
gist.
but wait, let's make sense of that because the question then is, well, if it's the ancestor was here, what was the continuation of that? All right, so this branch goes extinct, but how did this branch that was the ancestor make it to Europe? Kind of deal. Is this like Pangea we're talking about? Wait, what is this time frame? I
No,
have
no, no,
idea
no,
the time frame.
No, Pangea was hundreds of millions of years ago. So this involved the land bridge.
Yeah, this is like that like Russia Alaska
So-
bridge, right?
Horses
Yeah, the
evolved
tide went down. You
here,
could walk across.
moved with
Probably.
humanity at some point, or just on their own across this land bridge
Yeah.
to Europe.
Or
on
they
their
were
own, then went
simultaneously
extinct here, and then got that's the idea of this.
That's not the idea. That's the factual evidence that happened. It's what happened.
They
Am I
existed
gonna
everywhere.
learn after this that this is bullshit again? Because
No, he just looked it up. There's fossils of the horses here. All right, so that's
Just don't look it up
solid.
anymore after we're done talking.
And then there weren't any horses like before the.
Filthy, if you're
before the
tired of getting disproved on these things, just don't look into it.
I don't know why it matters anyway. I just wanted to be known that those savage Americans didn't have any horses until we gave them horses, and that I don't think that we should just arbitrarily say like, oh yeah, if you were born before this date, you're a Native American, because I feel like I am a Native American, and I feel like my people, the Neanderthals, aren't protected anywhere, and I'm tired of that too.
That is
I
true.
feel like,
We are
I feel
bullied.
like we don't get casinos. We don't even get like a video poker room. Like I'd be satisfied with that if you had enough Neanderthal blood. You can open a video poker room, okay? Maybe not a whole casino, maybe not a fucking Harrah's, but give me
Video
something.
poker rooms is done already. What should Neanderthals get?
Ooh.
Neanderthals.
Something good, but all the
Right?
good stuff's taken.
I want to be able to sell
Brothels.
I
Boom.
wanna be able to-
Yes.
Brothels. Savage Americans don't have brothels. Neanderthals could run brothels on their land.
But you should
know,
have to be
I was
at
gonna
least
go-
whatever percentage I am.
I was gonna go with things like raw milk and warm eggs, but brothels is just a lot better. I think
It is better than warm eggs.
The description is warm eggs. It conjures the image of like the worst cooked diner egg ever. It's just like lukewarm and not really cooked. You know, it's a bit.
No, you
Sin
misunderstand.
route. I went the
You must
sin
understand,
route.
like there's certain groceries that like Americans do differently, and eggs are one of them. So we sell our eggs refrigerated, while nowhere else on the planet does.
Would you like an egg? It's a hot hard-boiled egg. It's been in the car all day.
No, it's not hot. They're not hot. They're just like room temperature.
Gotcha, hot eggs here. No
They're
one's
room
there.
temperature eggs.
The hottest egg since 10 million years ago.
It's not so much an egg as it is a baby chicken.
It's like when you're looking up recipes, Kyle. It'd be like my great grandfather came up with the hot egg on the steppes of the Mongolian deserts or whatever the fuck were.
You know,
The Caucasus Mountains.
I went to school with a girl, and her great grandfather invented the Cobb salad.
There's no way.
He did.
There is no way she invented. Okay.
No, it was her great grandfather. Our great
No,
grandfather.
he lost interest in the middle of those greats. So
His
from
name-
his
they-
mind, it was just the great grandfather.
It's
no good.
The Cobb salad was born in the wee hours of a Hollywood, California morning in 1937 at the Brown Derby restaurant. The owner, Bob Cobb, was ruffling through the kitchen's refrigerator, pulling out
Yeah.
various remnants. This is Bob Cobb. You knew Susan Cobb?
You're talking about Grandpa Cobb. Yeah.
Heir to the Cobb Empire fortune. that's how that shit works. Every time there's a Cobb salad sold, you get a kickback.
I believe she was also related to Ty Cobb, which makes sense because of Royston. But
Yeah.
but no, actually, Taylor, I was
His
trying.
big rival, Waldo Wedge.
No, because we're at 4 hours. I was trying to do another Seinfeld bit, because remember the Seinfeld episode where the guy claimed
was
that
good.
his dad had invented the Cobb salad.
Mhm.
He didn't.
A lot of
No,
good
that's
Seinfeld.
no. I'm wrong. That's Curb Your
It's not the Cobb
Enthusiasm.
salad.
That's Curb Your
Oh.
Enthusiasm.